individuals that come to camp, they don't know Spanish, they don't know Romanian, okay, they don't know particular languages, even though we're forced to learn Hebrew and Greek and Latin, but all these other languages brothers may not be good on. So this is why you have a body. This is what the body's for, okay. And to another working of miracles, to another prophecy. So you got brothers that are, when it comes to prophecy, they're heavy in them. And really, that's one of the most heaviest gifts you can have. The spirit of prophecy. The scripture says, COVID to prophesy. Okay, so one of the most powerful gifts you can have is prophecy. Okay? And that's the main thing we want to be touching on. Prophecy, prophecy, prophecy. And the spirit of Yahushua is prophecy. So even when you mention Yahushua and what he went through, that's prophecy. Okay? Because you may acquaint prophecy just to events that are going to happen in the future, but prophecy also acquaints to the things that happen in past times. Okay? That are also happening now. Okay? So lucky if my voice ain't as loud today. Okay? And the interpretation of tongues. But all these work with that one and self-same spirit. Because what? It's for the body. This is all the what? The self-same spirit. Okay? Dividing to every man. Okay? Severally as he will. So every man's been given their portion in this truth. Dividing severally to every man his portion according to your faith, according to what Yahushua has given you. So reading that, what does that mean? You have to use it. Okay? Wait me just a minute. So there's no excuses. Okay? Whatever portion or measure you've been given, you have to use that. Okay, according to what you've been given. Because if you don't use it, guess what? The scriptures tell you that talent is going to be taken away and it's going to be given to somebody else. Okay. So there's more. For as the body is one, so yeah, it's one body, one faith. And have many members, and all members of one body, being yet but one body, so also Mashiach. So it's one body in Yahushua, but you have different members of that body. Okay? For one spirit, or we all baptized into one body. So we're all baptized, washed through this word, in one body, okay, in one mind, okay. That means we're joined together in that one doctrine, okay, that one doctrine, that one faith. Whether we be Jews or Gentiles, whether we be bond or free. Okay, and the Gentiles are speaking about is Israelite foreigners. Okay. And we have been all made to drink into that one spirit, and that's spiritual again, because we're still in the feast of unleavened bread and the Passover. It's just gone. Okay, but we're still in the feast of the unleavened bread. So what was we drinking? That blood. What did that wine represent? Yahushua. And you had certain men that came to the Passover and everything was just a joke to them. Why? Because they were not examining, they were not eating. Well, the scriptures are going to let it be known whether they were eating worthily or not. Okay? For the body is not one member, so it's not just one member of a whole body. A body, there's many members. You have your knees, you have your toes, you have your, you have your fingers, It's one body, okay? But many, so it's many. And it's working to the betterment of the church. So there's many. No, it's not. This is not so much one person. It's a body of men that makes the church. Okay. If the foot shall say, because I am not the foot, it's like because I am not the hand. So this is what you got to realize. Your foot has a different purpose than the hand. Because if you didn't have your foot, you couldn't walk. Okay? So should the foot say, because I am not the hand? Oh, how comes I cannot grab? I am not the body. Okay? Is it therefore not the body? No, it's still a part of the body. It does a different thing. That's all. Okay? And if the ear shall say, because I am not the eye, I am not the body, is it therefore not the body? Okay? So if your ears are saying, okay, to your eye, well, how comes I cannot see? Because the ears were made for hearing. That's its purpose. Okay? That's what your ears were made for to hear. Okay? And these are the different senses. Okay? And if the whole body were an eye, okay, that'd be very odd. If the whole body were just an eye, that'd be odd. Okay? Where were the hearing? Okay? And if the whole were hearing, where were the smelling? So that's why you have these different parts of your members for different things. Okay? You have your tongue for tasting. You have your ears for hearing. You have your nose for smelling. It's the same with the body. You have a cameraman, because if you didn't have a cameraman, then guess what? Who would upload the videos? You have a speaker. Okay, someone that speaks and that reads for a brother. And you have another brother that teaches. So when the brother that's teaching, another brother that's reading for the teacher. Okay, so there's many members to the body. It's not just one body. There's many members. Okay, and they all fit in. You may have some that just hold signs. It's all for the body. So why are you envying? There's no room to envy. Okay, where's the room to envy? Okay, just be happy with your lot. Be happy with your measure, and that's the problem. Our people are not satisfied with their measure. They want more, or they envy what you have. Okay? But the Most High have set the members, every one of them, in the body, as it had pleased Him. So, Yahweh Yahushai, He's already set the members of the body. He's already done that. Okay? Bear me just a minute. All the bodies all the different members of the body, it's already been set. Already. Okay? All the different members have already been set within the body. Okay? So you can't say, oh, I don't like that. I don't like my position. I don't like what the Lord gave me. No. He set the members. So whatever position you have, you got to use that. Okay? And this cuts that whole thing about, it doesn't really matter about the work, how much work you do. This cuts that. Because this is not applying to those that have their calling in the last hour. Because even the helpers, guess what? They're still what? Doing the work, because they're helping. Even to those that just have faith. If that was their lot, just to have faith and believe, that was their lot. But if you've been called into the truth, that's something else. Okay? Bear me just a minute. And if they were all one member, what a body. So how can one member be the whole body? If one member was the whole body, then it wouldn't operate properly. Just like with a car. A car needs it's operating of different things. Element, the transmission, you know? All these different things a car needs. The exhaust pipe, okay? All these different things a car needs, okay? But now there are many members, because what would a car be without wheels? And that's the most important thing. That's the most important thing. See, it may seem like you may be looking at the engine, the carburetor, everything else, the transmission, but without wheels, that car cannot move. And out of all the things, that may seem like the smallest thing, but the wheel is the most important. Okay, so all these things are important. But now there are many members, yet but one body. And the eye cannot say unto the hands, I have no need of thee. Nor again to the head, to the feet, I have no need of thee. Yeah, go away, you're small. You know? No, because that's looking down upon another man. Because we all what? We're all supposed to be fitting in to this body. So you got to know where you stand in the body, what you're good at, your weaknesses and your strengths. So we have strengths and the weaknesses. We work on those weaknesses. Okay. There's a lot of meat on this. And the eye cannot say to the hand, I have no need of thee, nor again to the head, to the feet, I have no need of thee. Nay, much more. Those members of the body which seem to be more feeble, less, are necessary. So what does feeble mean? Weak. So you may be looking at individuals that, what does he really bring to the table? Well, have you ever considered that those that are maybe seem less of the body, they may be more necessary? This is what you got to keep in mind. Okay. And those members of the body which think to be less honourable, upon those we bestow more abundant honour. So those that may be less in this faith, we are still upon them more honour. Okay? That's called being selfless. Okay? And that's one thing you don't want to be doing. That is one thing you don't want to be doing. Look at your works. Your works are shit. Don't be doing that. Don't be doing that. You know, you can't be doing that. Look at your works. They're small. Because the Lord can cast you out. You know? That's one thing. I've never once said on any video, you won't hear me saying, just because you're not doing the work, so you're not going to make it. There's not one video you've heard me saying that. Because that's why I said, men, that's why I always say men, women and children. A lot of these men, women and children, they're not going to be doing the works. Okay? So again, you have to be spiritual and know what applies to you and what don't apply to you. Okay? And if it does apply to you, guess what? You better pull up your jock straps and get to work. Okay? Because this is not a joke. And if you feel like, oh, it's too much, well, guess what? Maybe you should have stayed outside of the camp. You know? Because once you're in the camp, now the responsibility is on you. Okay? Nobody else. The responsibility is on you. Because now you know better. Okay? So now you got to do better. Because now you're held responsible. You can't point the finger at him. He said this. He said that. No, it's between you and Yahweh Shai. You have to put in the work for yourself and for Yahweh Shai. Okay? Because you're going to be beaten with many stripes. Why? Because you know better. Okay? Bear me just a minute. And uncomely parts have more abundant comeliness. So the uncomely parts you see as, less. You bestow that more honor upon them. Give them good words. Because you never know what might be going on in a brother's mind. He may not even be motivated. He may feel like he doesn't have much. So what do? You give him them comforting words. And you let him know. Continue. Use those talents. Because there's brothers that are good with herbs. And I've told them, I've had one-to-one conversations with them and say, hold on a minute, why don't you create a channel on herbs? Their response has been to me, nah. So guess what? If that's someone's response, you can't really help someone like that. Because you've been given that talent, but you're not doing anything with it. So what can you do? Here it is, a man has talents with the herbs, but you're not using it. So what ends up happening? The Lord will take everything you have away from you. Because you don't appreciate this truth. Okay? And Jesus says negro no blanco. El diablo. Okay? Jesus is negro, no blanco. Okay? You so-called Indiano is estaca. Okay? So, again, it's getting him where you fit in. And everybody has a position to play in this truth. You shouldn't be feeling like, I don't really know what to do. There's plenty of things in this truth. There's plenty of different ideas. Okay? Plenty. Okay? For our comely parts have no need, but have the Most High have tempered the body together. In other words, joined it together. Having given more abundant honor to that part which lacked. So the part which is lacking in the body, we all need to come together to build up that part that's lacking. That's it. Okay? That's how it goes. Because it's a chain. Okay? It's like when you have a chain. One weak link, it disrupts the rest of the chain. Okay? So if we see that a brother is weak in something, that's why we have this truth. To build him up. Okay? Not to talk down, that's wrong, that's wrong, that's wrong, that's wrong. Can't be talking down to brothers like that, man. You know? Your work is shit. Your work is just above average. No. I understand that, but bro, balance. You know? You gotta be a certain way towards your brother. Alright, you've knocked him down, build him up now. Build him up. Show him what he's good at and what he can do to work on these things. Okay? Alright, you're not so good at that, but you're good at this. And what you're not so good at, yeah, you can work on. Okay? I have things I need to work on daily. Until we're in this flesh, we're constant work in progress. Constantly. Okay? Until we're out of this flesh. Remember, none of us are perfect. But we're supposed to be striving for that perfection. Okay? And that's spiritual, because 77777, that represents perfection. We're supposed to be striving. Okay? That there shall be no schism. There ain't supposed to be schisms within this body. That there shall be no schisms in the body. And schisms come when what? Contention, pride comes, then schisms come. Okay? There shall be no schisms, no problems, no major problems, no petty demons in the truth. Okay? Because you have petty demons that are on brothers that need to get rebuked of them. Petty emotional demons. Okay? And that's where schisms come. There shall be no schisms in the body. but the members that should say but that the members should have the same care for one another. So we're supposed to have that same care, that same love for one another. Okay? The same care. And that way things get dealt with easier. Okay? If you have the mentality, I don't want to speak. I don't want to speak to this brother. Yeah, he's this, he's that. Well, that's not being brotherly. That's being childish. That's what children do. Okay? Men know how to deal. A lot of men, they don't know how to communicate. I'm talking about grown men. They have communication problems. They don't know how to communicate without getting angry. When I don't need to get angry when I'm communicating. Okay? Because I know how to get my point across. People that don't know how to get their point across, they get angry very quick. And that's something I notice in the world. Okay? And that's a part of the truth. So again, if that applies to you, these are the things you can work on. The scriptures tell you that. Read Proverbs, read the book of Sirach. Okay? The book of Proverbs and the book of Sirach. It's not just, these things are not written for no reason. These things are written to build your character. Things you lacking. So if you're lacking in character, read the book of Proverbs. Read the book of Sirach. Because these books are supposed to build your character up. Day in and day out. Okay? You just reading the scriptures, put the scriptures down, don't apply nothing. Then it's not true wisdom. It's just knowledge that you haven't applied. Knowledge applied, that's wisdom. Knowledge that hasn't been applied, it's not wisdom. Because you haven't applied it. See what I'm saying? And whenever one member suffers, all the members suffers. When one brother suffers, we all feel it. You know? One brother suffering, we're all supposed to feel it. We share that same pain. Okay? And that's how it is. Okay? One member, we all feel it. And that would mean he would have to be a member of the body if we feel it. But if he ain't a member of the body and he's suffering, then we're not all going to feel it. Or one member be honoured, all the members rejoice with it. So even when a brother is honoured and he gets esteemed in some way or form, we share that same success. So when you see your brother in his truth with a level of success, he's growing, we share that success. When your brother's growing, you're happy for it. You know? When I see a brother growing, that makes me happy. When I see a brother not growing, obviously that's going to make you upset because you want your brother to come on a level. You know? Everything I've learned, everything I've grown on, I want brothers, and again, that's not me projecting at all. Okay? Me saying, are your scriptures, they should be highlighted. Your scriptures, they should be tattered. Well, it's true. Okay? You in this truth, you had this truth, you had the Bible for a long amount of time. Well, your scriptures, they're supposed to be highlighted. Okay, that's not me projecting. Okay, that shows what? You're in these scriptures day in, day out. You're using them. Okay? I'm not making it a doctrine. Okay? You understand? I don't push my opinions, my feelings upon the body. I don't make my feelings and opinions doctrine. Other men, they make their feelings and opinions doctrine, and it's not doctrine, it's just their emotions that they've learned from the world. That's all. Okay? Now ye are body of Mashiach and members in particular. And the Most High have set some in the church. First apostles, so you've got brothers that are apostles. Okay? What does apostle mean? Sent out. So you have certain brothers that actually what? Sent out to do this work. Okay. Secondly, prophets. So you also have prophets in this truth as well. Okay. What does prophets mean? Sent to be what? To prophesy of things you what? You've seen through Yahweh Shai. Are all teachers? So it's letting you know. Are all going to be teachers? No. Not every brother's going to be a teacher. Why? Because you have different members. Okay. After that, miracles, then gifts. Bear me just a minute. I'm moving too fast. And the Most High have set some first in the church, apostles, secondly, prophets, thirdly, teachers. So you have some brothers, they're just teachers. Okay? After that, miracles, then gifts of healing. So you've got brothers that can heal. Helps, you just got some that are just helps. Different lots in the truth. You've got some that are just helps. Some brothers that just give you food, cook you food. Okay? You got someone just cook you food, bring you food, that's a help. Someone that would just give you good words, that's a help. Okay? Governments, those that have been set up amongst the body to look out, to look over. Diversities of tongues. So you also have diversity of tongues. Brothers that speak in different languages. Okay? Are all apostles? So, no, the answer is no. They're not all apostles. They haven't all been sent out to be on the highways and byways. Okay? Are all prophets? Are all teachers? Are all workers of miracles? The answer is no. Have all the gifts of healing? So has every brother got the gift of healing people? No. Do all speak with tongues? Do all interpret? But COVID urgency the best gifts. So you can COVID. But what? There's what? Spiritual gifts. Okay? You show unto you a more excellent way. So guess what? I will say this. You have brothers that can do all these things. You got brothers that got all these gifts. Everything I mentioned, they got most of them. So you have brothers that will come into the faith and they'll be all rounded with everything. Then you got some that will come into the truth. They're just good on this or good on that. They may be a good teacher or with herbs. Then you got some that are all round. They're good. Why? Because Yahweh Shai gave them that spirit. Okay, so it's about knowing you, where you fit in to the body. And only you, that's for you to decide. That's for you to do that soul searching. And if you don't know, pray to Yahweh Shai. Because the scriptures say that. If any man lacketh wisdom, he giveth them all men liberally, generously. Okay? Have we done? So, yeah, we're done on that particular topic. Okay? Every brother has been given a gift according to their measure. Still got a little while to go. According to their measure. What measure? Their measure of faith. Okay? So with your measure of faith, what are you going to do? Show you. Bear me just a minute. We're going to go into the parable of the vineyards. Okay? So we're going to go into that parable of Matthew 20. Okay? And we're going to clear up this whole fuss. Okay? We're going to clear up this fuss about, it doesn't really matter about the work. No, it does. It does. Because if that was my mentality, guess what? I wouldn't do anything. Okay, I'll just be laying back. Oh, you know, the Lord's got me just like, nah. You have to show your faith by your works. Though a man say he has faith and not works, can his faith save him? No. Because your faith is a manifestation. It's like your works is a manifestation of your faith. Vice versa, and your faith is a manifestation of your works. So if you have faith You're going to show your works because you believe, okay, but this don't apply to those that were not called to teach the word. Okay? But if you were called to teach the word, then this applies to you. Okay? That's why you have to be spiritual. Okay? So now we're going to go with the parable of the vineyard. And this is going to tell you about those, every man was given a penny. Okay? Every man was given a penny. And what was that penny? That penny was that talent. And that talent is what you've been given. Okay, what? For the ministry. Okay? This is Matthew 20. Maybe just a minute. So we're going to go straight to Matthew 20. Okay? And we're going to go into the parable of the vineyard workers. Okay? And the mentality that some of them had. Okay? Matthew 20. Okay? I feel like I'm getting bit. This is Matthew 20. And let's start. Yeah, let's start on Matthew 20. Okay? Oh, look. So we're going to start with Matthew 20. And from then on, we'll continue. Okay? Matthew 20. Okay? And it says, for the kingdom of heaven is like unto a man that is in the householder. So, who's that householder? That householder is Yahushua. Yahushua is that householder. Okay? Which went out early in the morning to hire laborers into his vineyard. So in this truth, we've been hired. Okay? The elect have been hired in this vineyard. Okay? So when you're in a vineyard, why are you in a vineyard? To labor. Okay? So that's what a laborer does. He's hired in a vineyard, and whatever's in that vineyard, he's reaping it. That's his wages. Okay? And when he had agreed, so this is speaking about those that were hired. And guess what? If you're in this truth, or claiming to be in the truth, you've been hired. Okay? By who? Yahushua. Okay? Yahushua has hired you to do a job. So, if you've been hired to do a job, you've got to make sure you complete that task. Because if you don't, then guess what? You're going to be in trouble. And that's with any job, even a worldly job. Okay? Okay. Labours for a penny. So we hired some labours for a penny. Okay? A day. And another one for penny, I believe it was a denarius. Yeah, it was denarius. That was the name of the penny back then. Okay? And he sent them into his vineyard. So it says he hired them. So they all agreed. Okay? They agreed with the stipulations. They agreed with the contract. Just like when you have a job, they let you know what's the terms. Okay, they let you know that before you enter into that job. Okay? And he went out about the third hour and saw others standing idle in the marketplace. So, this manager, he saw others that were just idle, that were not doing anything. Okay? They were just being lazy. And what? It's going to let you know he hired them. and said unto them, and when this is marketplace, where's the marketplace? The agora. So they were standing about the streets just like our people do. And said unto them, go ye also into the vineyard, okay, and whatsoever is right, I will give you. And they went their way. So he said, whatever is right, I will give you, which is what? Of your wages. Okay? So we let them know. Okay? Whatever is right, I will give you. Okay? And they went their way, so they got to working. Again, he went out about the 6th hour, the 9th hour, and did likewise. At about the 11th hour, he went out and found others standing, idle. Okay? And saith unto them, why stand ye here all day idle? So you have people dossing about. Okay? They say unto him, because no man hath hired us. He saith unto them, go ye also into the vineyard. So what? He was hiring these labourers into the vineyard. And we've been hired. Why have we been hired? To do this work. Okay? And whatsoever is right that ye shall receive. So when evening was come, the lord of the vineyard saith unto the steward, okay, and the steward is those that are over, those that are working in the vineyard. Okay? He said to the steward, call ye the labourers and give them their hire. Begin from the last even to the first. So it began with the last from the first. So the last were those that were called last, that never came in first. They're the ones that are going to be given their hire. So we didn't start with those that began. Okay? And when they came, they were hired about the 11th hour. So the 11th hour was what? The end of the day. That was the 11th hour. Okay? And the 11th hour, they have received every man a penny. Okay? So every man received a penny, what he was given. Okay? Where are these sirens, man? So every man was given a penny. What was that penny? That penny was that gift. That penny was that talent. That penny was what? The gifts, what you were given. Oh, which is part of this labour. Then in just a minute. Oh, here we go. Verse 10. But when the first came, they supposed, okay, so they supposed, okay, they weren't sure, okay, they were under the illusion, we're going to go into it, that they should have received more, okay. Why? Because those that came in last, they got the same reward. So those that came in first, they had that sense of entitlement, that they should have it first. That's that sense of entitlement, that spoilt brat mentality. Okay? Just like Esau, that's the mentality he has. Spoilt brat. Okay? And they likewise received every man a penny. So every man received a penny. What they agreed to. Okay? And when they have received it, okay, they murmured against the good man of the house. Can you believe that? Here it is, they were given a penny, but here it is, you've been given this truth. But you're murmuring against someone that's came into the truth a little bit longer than you, and you're receiving the same rewards. So it doesn't matter whether